Well, fantastic. Welcome to week 6 of Rebuilding the Walls, 52 Days to a Healthier Christian Life. I'm so proud of you because everything you've done to this point has been sequential and is getting you to the point of this week, which gets really exciting. Matter of fact, this whole week's study is what we call the Great Adventure. And I think this is when life really begins to happen for people when they start to embrace the fact that their life is a wonderful, fantastic adventure. Now, as you begin your adventures, you start to think about this. Again, you got to get past just enthusiasm and you got to get to the point of perseverance. The next 17 days, from day 36 all the way through until day 52, is going to get you launched into your great adventure of really living your life the way that God created you to live. It's a fabulous day, the day you were born, but it's an even better day when you discover why you were born. What is the great adventure? Well, I say it this way. It is the moment of realization and movement toward the purpose of your birth. When you do that, you're on your way to living the great adventure of your life. God is your inventor. He made you. He knows how you're supposed to work, and He knows exactly where you're supposed to be. And that's part of starting to live the great adventure. Falling completely in love with God releases the passion and drive to discover one's destiny. When you love God first and foremost, the pursuit of anything apart from God's plan for you seems just pointless. You want to do His work every day, live the way He desires every day, listen to Him, and love people unconditionally. You may not even recognize yourself in a few days as you begin to embrace this great adventure. I don't know if you remember the story of Queen Esther in the book of Esther in the Bible, and Mordecai, her cousin, her older cousin, who had raised her and taken care of her at when her parents were deceased. She ended up in the palace of the king, and Mordecai sent word to her. He said, perhaps Esther, you have been born for such a time as this. I believe that we in this generation indeed have been born for such a time as this. This is a great time in the history of the church. It's a challenging time in the history of the world, and your great adventure is exactly why God has made you. So I think you're going to absolutely love this week's study. It's going to require you to look at some things about yourself, consider some options, and to start to think about things you haven't thought about for a long time. It's going to be so exciting. What are the things we're going to look at this week? Well, we're going to look at how to live for a cause worth dying for, how to dream, how to dial in on your destiny, how to plan, and how to live successfully one day at a time. It's going to be an incredible week. Well, let me give you the overview of this next week with us, okay? First important thing that you need to absolutely embrace before you can live your great adventure from God's perspective is that you need to live for a cause that's worth dying for. There are people that are dying for causes every day. Causes that aren't worth dying for and they aren't worth living for. The Bible says that you can give your body to be burned or blown up, but if you don't have love, in His perspective, it doesn't matter anything. So we want to live for a cause that's worth dying for. Connected to the cause of Christ is what will make your unique adventure more than a story to be told. It makes it a mission to be accomplished while you carry the torch during this generation. You cannot really live with passion or purpose until you're connected and committed to a cause that supersedes or goes beyond your own life. Knowing that you're willing to die for a cause brings complete reinterpretation to your motivation, intensity, focus, and actions. Caleb, one of the mighty soldiers of Moses that actually went into the promised land and came out with Joshua, Caleb lived huge for the cause of the Israelites becoming a nation, and then ultimately his great adventure was when he got to inherit the land that had been promised to him after all the victories as they crossed into the Jordan. Jesus is the living cause, and He died for a cause which was so compelling to Him that He left heaven, considered the riches that were His as nothing compared to the richness of the love that He has for you. You've got to learn to live for a cause worth dying for. Matter of fact, Pilate asked Jesus upon his arrest, he said, "Are you a king?" And Jesus responded definitively, and He said, "For you say rightly that I am a king. For this cause I was born, and for this cause I have come into the world." Jesus was crystal clear on the objective of His life. He came to change man's relationship with God. Jesus' great adventure was about living for the cause, not living for a goal, not for a person, not for an effort, an ideal, a project, or a vision. He was living for a cause. Are you living for a cause worth dying for? Let me give you some points on how living for a cause worth dying for will change your life and will set your path towards a great adventure in a powerful way that won't be off target. It'll be right on target with how God's created you. When you live for a cause worth dying for, number one, suddenly what you do actually makes a difference. You are here on this planet to make a difference. You weren't a mistake. You were planned by God to be here at this time. Number two, priorities readjust to accommodate new eternal values. Sometimes the things you thought were so important that you're working for all of a sudden will readjust. They might still be a priority, but they might not be as high as they used to be. Number three, every nuance of your life is part of a greater, grander plan. Time takes on a whole new meaning when you realize that you're living for a cause worth dying for. Number four, fear is more easily come. Five, your love and commitment to others of the cause or the benefactors of the cause become symbiotic. You become so connected to people that are living for the cause that you realize that you're almost one. You're just absolutely connected. Like Jesus talked about in praying in John 17, he says, Father, I pray that they may be one as you and I are one. Number six, you encounter freedom to enjoy the beautiful things without being owned by them. Number seven, when you live for a cause worth dying for, sacrifice becomes a joy in your life, not a drudgery. You'll willingly give up things to bless others. Number eight, you do things that you thought were too noble or too grand for you. When you live for a cause worth dying for, you tie into things that are really beyond you, just left to yourself. Number nine, you embrace life and do not fear death. For me to live as Christ, to die as gain, Paul said. And number 10, you are consumed with living for a cause. Now, the great adventure, once you know that you're living as part of the cause of Christ, the great adventure begins with the dream of your great adventure. You know, from the earliest ages, we are by nature dreamers. You know, as kids, we're always thinking about what things are going to be like when we grow up, maybe what we're going to be as an adult. But somewhere in the process of living, most people lose sight of their dreams, and for a lot of different reasons. There are probably a lot of good reasons, and dreams can seem silly, or dreams can be taken away or appear to be taken away by other people in our lives. This is especially sad in America, where it is really a land of opportunity, and there's not a lot of limitations on us. But we need to have dreams. Dreams are what fuel your life. Why? Your dreams are part of you. They're an expression. They're what cause you to be unique. They're what makes you an individual. They direct your behavior and produce the driving force of your life. You need the momentum generated by God-given dreams. And we're believing that in this journey of the great adventure of your life, that you're going to start to dream again like you never have before. Dreams help you glimpse the future that God has for you. Dreams draw you out of the ordinary toward the extraordinary. Isn't that exciting? Dreams help you overcome impossible odds. Dreams give you purpose and meaning, propelling you towards worthwhile goals. Dreams provide energy for achievement. Dreams give the basis for reaching out to life. And as you do this study this week, you're going to be encouraged to consider how to dream again, how to embrace dreams, how to open up your world to the dreams. And their dreams are unique to you. So there are 3 keys to making your dream a reality, and you're going to be working on those. You're going to find that a fantastic part of your journey on the great adventure. Now, as you dream, the next step after getting a kind of a grand picture of maybe how God has created you and what you're going for in life is that you need to begin to dial in on your destiny. You're living for the cause of Christ, and you have opened the dreams of your life. So the next issue is, how do you get to your unique destiny? The great adventure is only grand if it's the right one. What good is it to spend tremendous effort on a project only realize it was the wrong project in the first place? Why climb the ladder of success, reach the top, and become aware that it was leaning against the wrong wall? Empty victories and vacant successes are almost as discouraging as complete failure. Avoiding this disheartening experience requires that you begin with the end in mind. This concept involves starting with an image, picture, or paradigm of the end as the frame of reference for the beginning. The end then becomes the criteria by which everything else is to be examined. You need to begin with the end in mind. That's why you got to get that dream. You get that picture out there, and it'll start to show you how to live your life. And this is how you dial in on destiny. Jesus began with the end in mind. Hebrews says that for the joy set before him, he endured the shame of the cross. Why? Because you were the joy set before him. When you get a clear picture of the end, when you get a clear picture of what your life is going to look like at the end, boy, the rest actually becomes pretty easy. A good architect can listen to owners and people that are desiring to build something. He can listen to their ideas, and he takes those ideas and those words and he turns them into images or to graphics so that they can see what they've said, what it's going to look like when it's all done. And God is the great architect of your life, and he's going to help you to see what the end is going to look like, and then you can begin to dial in on the specific steps towards your destiny. There is an incredibly important self-awareness project that you're going to work on this, and I want to encourage you to go after this with everything you have. It involves kind of fast forwarding yourself to a tribute night just in your honor with the people closest to you, talking about what sort of person you really are. And please embrace this journey with all intensity. I think it will absolutely change your life. There are 7 key questions that I found to dialing in on your destiny that you're going to explore in this week as well. And again, that will help you really get on target with how to live your life effectively for God. Now, once you have your dreams, you're living for a cause worth dying for, you have your dreams, you're dialing in on your destiny, the next thing is you need to have a plan. A dream without a plan is nothing but a pipe dream. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. The healthy Christian life is built by people that have a plan. You get both oars in the water to row your boat, not just one. If your vision is clear, creating a plan of action is pretty clear and simple. You got to have some goals, and you got to have some action steps laid out for you. So your goals got to be personal, they've got to be clear, they've got to be attainable and faith-filled. Your goals need to be timed and dated. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. He heard God's voice and took action. It took a long time for the ark to be constructed and filled with animals. Building an ark in the middle of the desert was not what the neighbors considered was the brightest ideas. Yet Noah was faithful and hardworking. One without the other is like a car that can only turn left. You might get movement, but you're never going to get progress. Whatever God-given dreams are ready to be unleashed, you must be able to translate them into goals and action. And though your actions may be altered by circumstances, by other people, by tasks you have to do, the events that happen along the way, they must ultimately be guided only by the Creator of you and your dreams. Now, all that being said is that the great adventure, which is composed of dreams, destiny, and an action plan, the most important thing is it all starts with today. Living your life successfully one day at a time. The great adventure is right now. It is today, church. Jesus said, therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Today is all you have. How do you live each day? Today matters. Your life will never change until you change something you do today. This is why your commitment to 52 days of rebuilding the walls of your life towards a healthier Christian life is so incredibly powerful. I want to read to you this little statement that John Maxwell calls just for today. I love this. You're going to like it too. Just for today, I will choose and display the right attitudes. Just for today, I will act on important priorities. Just for today, I will know and follow healthy guidelines. Just for today, I will communicate with and care for my family. Just for today, I will practice and develop good thinking. Just for today, I will make and keep proper commitments. Just for today, I will earn and properly manage finances. I will deepen and live out my faith. I will initiate and invest in solid relationships. Just for today, I will plan and model generosity. I will embrace and practice good values. I will seek and experience improvements. Just for today, I will act on these decisions and practice these disciplines, and then one day I will see the compounding results of a life well lived. We've done so much work to get to the point of discussing how to live each day well. Seems sort of backwards, doesn't it? But in reality, it's the only way to live a successful life. You cannot pursue your dreams without knowing your priorities, and your priorities are worthless unless you live them daily. One of the things that happen very quickly about clarifying your priorities is that they tend to shift. For that reason, your priorities must be continually evaluated and guarded. So you're going to look this week about how to plan your time, how to live your life really well, one day at a time. And if you get immobilized, if you get stuck, a lot of people I've run into in life, they get stuck. We have a section here that's going to help you to learn how to get unstuck. So I want to encourage you, as you begin the great adventure, I think your life's about to be revolutionized in really exciting ways. God has a great plan for your life. As you're rebuilding the walls, have a mind to work. Don't give up. You know, Nehemiah said the people had a mind to work. At one point in time, they took up both the trowel to do work and they had their swords for protection as well. Don't give up. You're just launching into your great adventure of your life. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be a great week for you. Thanks.